What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 11 of the Reviewpoint podcast, coming to you from fanboysanonymous.com. I am your host, the man who calls the shots over at Fanboys Anonymous, Tony Mango, and joining me on the panel tonight, I've got with me fellow fanboy Shaun Walker.
I really am doing well on these podcasts recently.
Yeah, you've been on a lot of them. You're going to be on 3 of them tonight that we're going to record. We're going to be exhausted by the time we're doing Flash. But if you're unfamiliar with how Reviewpoint works, it's pretty simple. It's just basically a review podcast, but we try to make it a little bit simpler and talk about whether or not we think something is a hit or a miss, which is basically just a positive or a negative. And our target for this edition, we're going to do 3 of them, as I said. We're going to break down 3 TV shows that are, well, they already did end, not that they are ending, for the very current season that they're on right now. And for this episode, it is going to be Gotham. First season of that, season 1, and of course I need to give you a little warning here. There will be spoilers, so if you have not seen Gotham and you don't want to be spoiled, then you need to bookmark this, go watch that season, go back a little bit later on and listen to our podcast afterward. Or if you don't mind being spoiled and you're not sure if you want to get into Gotham, then listen to us and see if you can make that judgment call. But as we always do here, we're going to start off with the overall first impressions. I'm going to actually, since this is a TV show and it's not just a movie, it's usually simpler with a movie though. What were your first thoughts of the first episode and how does this end? What do you think? Like, did your opinion change with the first reaction that you had for Gotham, like meh, and then ended up being good? Or did you have high expectations and then it sucked? Or what do you think?
I had very high expectations going into this. I was really looking forward to seeing how they were going to do a story around James Gordon and not Bruce Wayne for a change. And then I watched like the first episode and I was really disappointed with it. And then I stopped watching around the 4th episode, and then I was like, I'm gonna wait for this to finish, download them all, binge watch it, force myself to watch it. And then it started getting good around episode 10. And then I was like, I don't want this shit to end. I was so hooked towards the end.
What was episode 10?
It was a very slow burn. I don't. I'll have to Google it.
I'm looking it up right now. It says episode 10 was Lovecraft. That was... Okay, that actually was a good episode. That was the one where they send a bunch of people to try to kill Bruce and Selena.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, but then the 3 ninjas, yeah.
The 3 ninjas, yeah. Rocky, Colt, and Tum Tum. You know, my first reactions, we did actually a review point of episode 1, and really a lot of this hasn't changed for me. I still am not too fond of Gotham. I think that maybe I went into it expecting too much because Batman's my favorite comic book character ever. Maybe my favorite character ever and everything. I don't know. That'd be tough. But there's things about Gotham that pisses me off, and they just never stop doing it. Like, my biggest complaint is they're trying way too hard to get characters shoehorned in there that don't need to be.
Yeah.
And like,
I can see where you're coming from with that.
I'd be fine if they did like characters from the comics and stuff. Like, they should. But they need to do the ones that fit in that universe. So we're like, at the very least, they need to do the ones that it doesn't matter if they mess it up. Like, do you really need to show Poison Ivy?
I don't think she is going to be Poison Ivy. I think it's just a reference to her name. Because she has nothing to do with flowers.
Well, she was like trying to keep the plants alive when we first saw her and that kind of stuff. But like, they called her Ivy Pepper just to make it like even weirder and stuff. And it's like, why don't you, if you want to throw characters from the comics, use the ones that nobody knows. Like, make it to where instead of Gordon having to fight Victor Zsasz and making him, which one of the biggest problems is everybody's too old, other than like a handful of characters. But instead of making him screw up around with Victor Zsasz and stuff, make him fight the birthday killer. Nobody knows who the fuck the birthday killer is.
Nope.
Do that guy. Yeah, this random guy in the comics that he was like a one-shot villain, and he would kidnap people. Specifically, I think it was like teenage girls or something, and like, like everybody in Gotham's like psychotic and stuff. He would kidnap them and give them like a birthday cake and stuff. Like, make them the killers that he has to fight, and have him track down like I don't know, the old mobsters that are even before Falcone, and what pronounce it Falcone too. I hate the Falcone thing, but I mean, I work on a little thing now and then when I get a little bit of free time of different characters from like comics and stuff, and I try to make like a blueprint of it. But Rex Calabrese, make him the guy that's the head of the mobsters, and then you don't got to kill off Sal Maroni.
I actually like Sal Maroni.
I liked him too. That's why I didn't want to see him
actor.
die. He was an ass, and it was like that guy could have stuck around. He should have stuck around. Sal Maroni's still a villain in year 1, year 2 of Batman, but not anymore. So the plot, of course, if you don't know, which you should know, but the plot of Gotham is basically let's try to do the Jim Gordon story before there's Batman, and let's try to build towards Batman with Bruce Wayne, but we don't want to do Batman, but we want to have Batman villains. And I think that they could have done a better show if they would have just gone and either ignored Batman entirely, like tried not to do any of the villains at all, and just did the GCPD, or if they would have gone full force with it and just like made Batman already Batman. And it's like, we get like the story of Batman from the position of the GCPD. What do you think?
I would like to have seen it like how Daredevil did it, where he wasn't actually Daredevil until like the last ever episode. Like do something like that with Bruce Wayne.
Kind of like in Batman Begins.
Yeah, but not Batman Begins because that movie sucked.
Oh, I love Batman Begins.
I don't like Christian Bale. I think he's a dick.
Well, he is a dick, but that whole Terminator thing just proved that. I don't go to your fucking set and do your job and like.
But yeah, I would have liked to have seen an older Bruce Wayne like develop his skills and whatnot. But I think that's going to be coming in the like later series. Slow build, a very slow build. But I enjoyed the concept.
Now, what do you think about what they're doing with Bruce? Before we get into each and every character, which that's going to be the majority of this. If you haven't listened to review points in the past, it's much easier to break down characters than anything else. But we end this season off with him basically discovering the Batcave.
Fucking stupid.
I didn't like that either. A lot of people are loving that, and I'm like, well, he needs to make that himself. He shouldn't have a Batcave before he's Batman.
He needs to fall down a fucking well to find a fucking Batcave.
Right.
Not find it in the fucking library.
And the way that they got to that, too, was so bad. It was like, your father is a stoic. And he's like, stoic? He reads books. Let me try to find this book. And then I'll find the hidden passage and stuff. It was like, oh, come on.
Although Alfred did have the best line in the entire series when he said, don't push the button. It might be a bomb.
Alfred is the shit.
Alfred is the man.
Let's go character to character here. Main character, of course, is Jim Gordon, even though it seems like Bruce Wayne should be. But when they first announced that, what's his name? Ben McKenzie, that he was going to be Jim Gordon, I was about 50-50 on it. I think that he's good. I think that they probably could have found somebody maybe a little bit better, but at the same time, he works. What do you think about him?
I enjoyed him as James Gordon. The only thing I didn't like about him is he has no facial hair.
Yeah, that drives me nuts. Maybe the second season he'll grow it.
He needs to either grow like a full-on beard, and then one of his girlfriends says, "Oh, I prefer a guy with a mustache," and then he goes full-on mustache, or he grows a mustache. Either or, he needs some facial hair.
I mean, that's
I do have a question though. Right, this is supposed to be set back back in the day, right? Back before technology and shit.
I don't know.
How have they got mobile phones?
They're really getting confusing when it comes to that because it seems like they're going with the modern approach, but like they're also not.
They got old school cars and shit, and then they got mobile telephones.
Yeah, and
It's
people are
weird.
using Tommy guns, and I think like they're trying to go for the spirit of the old stuff, but that they can't just ignore cell phones. But then at the end, it's like, you know what? Well, then why don't they just have modern cars?
Yeah, we're not basing a modern set. I don't know, but I do like the color effects. I'm just saying.
You know what
All I
drives
would
me
keep up. Yeah.
nuts about this show? The transitional shots of the city look so fake. Like, every time that they show that, like the bird's eye helicopter view of panning around to a bunch of buildings,
Mm.
that looks so CGI to me, and I can't stand it.
I don't like Wayne Tower. Wayne
I don't
Tower
even
just
remember
looks
what Wayne
wrong.
Tower looks like. I must have
It's
blocked that out of my brain.
it's like it's like made out of glass with a big W in the center of it. It looks really weird.
Hmm. I think
Also, if
that's
I
the
can find
classic design,
an
isn't it
image and
though?
post it to you.
Isn't it from like the comics though? Don't they usually have that? Google that real
Goth.
quick. Let's see here. Wayne Enterprises. They usually they got a couple different designs, so that's kind of tough. But no, some things
No,
look really fake on the show, and it's really distracting.
I just don't like the way it was like they were in like this glass roof when they were like doing a board meeting, and it just felt fake. The entire shot felt fake.
You know what's really fake? Some of the costumes, like the wigs that some of the people
Mm.
wear. I don't get it at all. But Gordon, of course, is our main character. He is the guy that is fighting back against the corrupt Gotham City Police Department, and of course, he's partnered up with one of the most corrupt people, Harvey Bullock. If I gotta say there's one saving grace to the GCPD, it's gotta be Bullock. I like that guy a lot.
I like him a lot in this TV show. I think he's great.
Now, it's odd that he's the age that he is, and that's something that's a problem with, like, almost everybody on the show, but I actually kind of like the idea that they're partners. Like, they usually don't do that in the comics. Usually Harvey is younger than Gordon, and he's kind of like... He's either partnered up with, like, Renee Montoya, like they did in the animated series, or he's partnered up with, Crispus Allen, or... they kind of goes back and forth. Allen and Montoya are together quite a bit, but... Bullock is a guy that like he's an ass, and he should be. And Donald Logue pulls that off. He looks like Bullock. He is a good foil for Gordon. A definite hit for me for Bullock.
Definite hit for me as well. I like his alcoholism. I think he portrays that really well, and that he portrays being a sleaze very well.
Yeah,
And
being
then, and then,
the creep
and then
that would go to like the strip clubs and stuff. Like,
I like the fact that he was like an arse towards James at the beginning, and then they develop a bond throughout time.
yeah, you can see that they like grow to trust each other and stuff.
Yeah,
It stops
come
being
across
as much
really well.
like I'm not going to go on that and do that as much as it is like, God damn it, I'm going to do it. All right, like.
And when he's there giving little digs about James banging his new bird.
Oh, we got to talk about those too. We're gonna group them together though. But the guy himself, Batman, little Bruce Wayne. You talk about hits on the show. This kid is fucking great.
Not a fan.
Really,
Not a fan. He annoys me. I'm not a fan of kid actors.
I'm
They-
not really either.
He portrays the character well, but he's just not my cup of tea. Like I said, I think I prefer an older Bruce Wayne, like a 16, 17-year-old type of guy.
I think for what this kid's been given, he's doing a damn good job. Like, I buy into him being smart enough to be able to pull off what he's doing, and that he looks the part. Obviously, like, be different if they got like some old fat kid or something. Like,
The one line that really made me dislike this kid. No, well, not dislike. That's a bit strong of a word. Not very fond of him is the shiny shoes line right at the beginning. The killer had shiny shoes.
I don't remember that one.
It's like in the first episode when he's interviewing, when Jim is interviewing Bruce, and he's like, "Oh, can you give a description on your parents' killers?" And he was like, "You got shiny shoes," and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's all you got to go on is shiny fucking shoes." So when they go,
Gordon didn't read the comics. He could have just been like, "It's fucking Joe Chill."
So when they go and find Pepper's, when they find Pepper with the chain and they shoot him down, and then they go back to his apartment, and Jim is like, "Oh, what type of shoes has your husband got?" And she shows him, and he's like, "No shiny shoes." It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, give me a fucking break.
Yeah, the writing's not that strong on this show. They take a lot of liberties in a lot of ways, and some things are just kind of like, just go with us on this one. Like, it's a little lazy. I'm not a big fan of that. But I like the kid as Bruce. I think that he does a really good job, and I'm hoping to see that he can maybe, like, be more of, like, the badass version of himself. Like, I loved that one part where he was fighting Tommy Elliott. You remember that scene where,
Oh wait, he uses his dad's watch as brass
yeah.
knuckles. Yeah, that was fucking insane.
And I like how he's, like, testing himself with the fire, and he's on top of the roof, and he might jump
Banisters
and stuff
and
like
everything.
that. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I like that idea that he's, like, not, like, suicidal, but he's, like, I
testing
guess, like,
himself.
Sabu, like, from ECW. Like, he'll possibly die. But Alfred, though, Alfred's fucking awesome.
He's so different from what I was expecting. I was expecting like some fucking posh ponce, but he's not fucking posh ponce. This Alfred is fucking rough as fuck. It's great.
Yeah, this is the version that they've been using a little bit in the comics, but not too much, where he's like the former MI6 agent guy who can really kick some ass and used to go by the Outsider and fucking shoot people and everything. And this he's a dick too. Like, the first couple episodes, I didn't really like Alfred too much because I thought that he was a little bit too far into an asshole.
He was a bit too dickish towards Bruce Willis. He was like, "Come on, you little shit."
Yeah, I'm gonna
It's
beat your ass, you little
God,
fucking bastard.
Christ, his parents just died
Right, like,
with a dude with shiny shoes.
this kid's like, trying to deal with his life going upside down, and you're kind of like, eat your fucking sandwich, you little shit. But I do like how they kind of humanized him a little bit more, but he's still rough around the edges. And he's like, when they did the whole story with, what was his name? Fucking, his friend from the war. His name escapes me. Shit.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can
Somewhere.
figure that out real quick.
But I tell you, when they started humanizing him was episode 10.
Yeah, that was a good one.
He was looking for Bruce. When he was like, I'm this kid's fucking guardian, and he's like, "Oh shit, now I realize that."
Oh, his name was Reggie. Reginald.
Reginald.
Yeah. At least like how Alfie.
Alfie, yeah. He stabbed Alfie.
Did you like how Selena killed him? I thought that was a little too far too.
Well, when she pushed him out the window.
Yeah, she shouldn't have killed him.
I don't think she just should have killed him. I think she should have pushed him, but he should have just been like injured and shit, not actually like fell from like a 20-story building.
I was hoping he would have been paralyzed.
Push him onto a ledge or something. But no, that motherfucker's dead.
I was hoping she would have pushed, like, when she pushed him, I was like, oh, maybe he'll be paralyzed, and then the Wayne Enterprises people will kill him in the hospital. And it was just like, nope, that fucker's dead. Like, they wanted you to know that immediately. It was just like, here's a pool of blood. He ain't getting back from this. But good old Alfred, he gets stabbed, and he's just kind of like, fuck hospitals. I don't need to be here anymore. Oh, crap, I can't walk without being in terrible pain and still bleeding. But, I'm fine.
and that's when Bruce actually won me back over as well. When he's like, "Get in your fucking bed." Well, he didn't say fucking bed, like, PG-13.
The unedited version of it, he did.
Yeah. In my mind, he did.
Right. Get in bed, Alfie.
Fucking Alfie. It's great. The motherfucking can fight as well.
Yeah.
Fucking canes and shit. You can give Stick a run for his money.
Like, I can buy into this Alfred being able to do the shit he needs to do.
Mm.
Instead of, like, I mean, I love, the Alfred from, like, the Tim Burton films and stuff, but he's the father figure Alfred. And this Alfred is
Mental.
the rough father figure. Like, I'm hoping that we kind of see in season 2, though, that he takes an even bigger step forward to being nicer. Like, he doesn't need to be, like, a wimp or anything, but I'd like to see him, like, one of my favorite parts of the whole season, it was when he was talking to Reggie, and he's just you don't really get what it's like to be a father until it happens, kind of a thing. And,
I'll see. My favorite Alfred scene is where he is giving Bruce a ribbon about fancying Selena.
yeah, that was good.
And he's like, "Oh, we're gonna have to talk about the birds and the bees."
Like, I can picture this Alfred being like, nice, and giving him a fist bump.
Yeah, punch in the arm. You go, champ.
You're right. Like, instead of handing him the watch to go beat the shit out of Tommy Oliver, he hands him a condom. Like, Alfred, I'm like 10. What the hell?
Well, they do say no love without the glove. So
What do you think of Selena, though? Like, Selena, she's about 50-50 for me. Like, I like the actress. She's pulling it off, and I like parts of the character, but at the same time, like, I don't like the idea that they're making her train Bruce. Like, she shouldn't know this shit by now,
I'm on the fence about her as well. There's something I like about her, and then there's something I don't like about her. I don't know. She's too arrogant, I think.
Yeah.
She's too up herself. Which, Catwoman is, but...
It's kind of weird, like, that one scene where she was with Barbara, and they were basically saying, you dress like a tomboy and you need to be slutty. And she's kind of like, oh, yeah, maybe I'll do that in the future.
Yeah, where she goes, oh, you need to use your beauty and shit, and then Selena just turns around and goes, yeah, it works so well for you.
Right.
Oh, bird!
Speaking of that, goddamn, Barbara's hot.
Damn, that's those Welsh birds for you.
Jeez. Erin Richards, she is exactly what I would picture Barbara Gordon to be. Like, she looks like if they were going for the older version of Oracle, that she could play the character. So, playing her mom, great. Don't like one thing about the character, though. Like, actually, I guess it's two things, but as much as she's a hit for the way that she looks, and I would totally hit that.
Yeah.
It's a total miss for me for the way that they made her character. Like, she shouldn't be a villain.
Oh, that bitch is dead.
They gotta have her be Barbara's mom, though. Like...
No.
And I don't know how they can do that. Like, she's trying to kill Leslie Tompkins. How do you come back from this and have her end up with Jim? Like... Because Jim can't end up with Leslie.
Nah, he's definitely banging Leslie, and then Leslie pops out a baby girl, and he's like, I'm gonna name it Barbara. After my ex-girlfriend, and then Leslie's like, fuck this shit, I'm leaving.
I'm leaving my daughter and everything. I'm never
gonna... and then she's like, I'm disowning my daughter, bloody blah, and then he's like, oh, well, and then he tells her that Barbara was her mum. There you go. Problem solved.
The only thing I could see them doing is maybe either they try to rehabilitate Barbara, like she got so mentally tortured and that's why she's like nuts and she comes back from it, or there's some kind of thing where, not like a rape or something, but like there's like a moment of weakness or whatever where she ends up sleeping with Jim, she ends up being pregnant, and Jim gets custody.
Either that, or because she had her head caved into the fucking floor, it knocked some sense into her.
Maybe. she gets out from that and she's just kind of
she wakes up from a coma and she's like, so
I don't want to
me
be a
and
bitch
Jim
anymore.
are still together. Let's have a baby. And Jim is like, yeah, baby.
What do you think of Leslie Tompkins, though? She's better than I would have thought she would have been.
I think she's very beautiful. The actress who plays her is top notch.
She's got those crazy eyes, though, from How I Met Your Mother. You don't watch that show, do you?
I don't get the reference, no.
The actress Marina Baccarin, she was on an episode of How I Met Your Mother, and the whole thing was that she was like really, really cute, but she
Mm-mm.
had the crazy eyes, and that she was like, you know, the type of like the irrational hot to crazy scale thing.
I can see that. She sort of went crazy in the last episode when she was defending herself. But I thought she played the character well. She was fun. You know, I don't know if she was fun in the comic books, but she comes across very fun.
Yeah, she's a little bit different from the comics because Leslie in the comics, of course, is like in her 60s and
And
she's like the
old.
motherly kind of role and everything. But she's got a lot of that down. I mean, she is supportive and she's nice and all that. So I can see her becoming the Leslie in the future. That's a hit for me.
It's a definite hit for me. I'd hit that ass.
A miss, though, if we're talking about Gordon's love interest, Sarah Essen. I don't like anything that they've done with this character.
Which one was that?
That's the chief of police or the captain? I think captain.
Oh, the African
Sabrina
American police
Guevara
officer.
is her name, or Guevara. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, I'm fine with them changing her to an African American woman. Like that's that's cool. But she, again, too old. Like she's supposed to be younger than Gordon. But even more annoying, why is she the captain? Like she was never above Gordon in the comics. I mean, she became commissioner at one point, I think, but that was after Gordon had been around for such a long time, and he got like disbarred for some reason, or I can't remember exactly why, or like the mayor like fired him or whatever. But having her be older than Gordon, and there's no romantic interest at all, and she's above him when it comes to like the pay grade and stuff. I don't like that at all. Like I would have them. I'm fine with them having a woman as the captain. I'm fine with them having Sarah Essen be, non-standard white woman like everybody else is on the show. But I don't like her being the captain of police force. That's my nitpicking, I guess.
Didn't bother me because I don't read the comic books.
I don't like the character either. Like she
I like the
has like
character.
I think she's like spineless.
Well, yeah, that's because she's afraid of Falcone and all that jazz, you know.
That's why she needs to eat a bullet.
But
She's
you know, she stands up for Jim when it counts, though.
like to me, I look at somebody like her character, and then I look at somebody like Bullock, and I'm like, well, Bullock, he's a jerk, and he doesn't want to do stuff because he's afraid of like the repercussions and stuff, but he does it anyway. And Sarah is like she's getting credit for doing things she's not doing. Like we haven't seen her do anything. She's not on the front lines trying to shoot it out with them. She's not putting herself on the line for like retaliation. Like she's kind of just like, hey, you shouldn't do this, and he's like, I'll do it anyway, and she's like, all right, well, if you're gonna do it anyway, then do it. Like spineless, gutless.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Yeah,
So I hope that they change that in the future because I want to like her really badly. Like I want her to be the character that I like, and then when she gets killed, I'm disappointed because I didn't want her to die. But now if she got killed off, I'd be like, all right.
but to be fair though, she did stand up for Edward Nygma, which is
That's
like, you
true.
know, which is a plus for my book because he's like my he's my second favorite character, I'd say, or my top favorite character. I don't know, he's really good. I like Edward Nygma on this show. He's great.
They're a little on the nose with him though.
How do you
Like
mean?
like every time he comes out, it's like, I've got a riddle for you. No riddles. Edward Nygma, like Enigma. We should call you the Riddler Man. Like,
The Riddler, man.
and it's like, damn, I get it, he's a Riddler, but does he need to be like every time he's on screen, just basically looking at the camera and going, "I'm the Riddler"?
Oh, that one's this is the last episode where he had his mental breakdown.
I didn't like that either.
You did like? I loved that.
No, because he's not supposed to be like schizophrenic and talking to himself. He's just OCD.
Jim Carrey did it.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
No, well, I love Jim Carrey's Riddler.
No, my Riddler is the Riddler from the animated series, where he's like that arrogant, I'm smarter than everybody, and I'm gonna prove to you why I'm smarter, and I'm gonna like leave a clue behind because I'm an obsessive compulsive. And they did do that. He left the one clue with the first letter of every line spelled out Nigma. That I liked, and he
I'll
was
leave it
like,
on
"Oh,
that.
you
That
just
was
had to
good.
leave a clue, didn't you? You just had to leave a clue." I liked that, but then he was talking to himself, and I'm like, "Well, he's not Gollum. He's the Riddler."
I like the nervous breakdown. And
Do you
you
like?
can see why he had the nervous breakdown, with everybody having a go at him. You just felt sorry for him. And when he stabbed that dude, and he was like, oh shit. And then he stabbed him again. He's like, oh shit. And
Oh
then he stabbed him
dear,
again.
oh
He's like,
dear.
oh no, what am I doing? I was like, this
I,
is like the best thing on television. This is
oh,
so great.
oh dear, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah. And he just carries on doing it. Oh dear, oh dear. And then he's just leaves him there. He's like, looking around. He's like, oh dear.
What do you think about
And
the
then he
story
cuts
that
around
they're
the
doing
body
with
parts. It's great.
what's her name? Christina, I think.
Chris,
Kringle,
it's like, yeah, something like that. That's
Kristen.
Christian Kringle. Christian
Oh,
Kringle.
Chris Kringle thing, which is like,
Yeah.
oh god, come on, Chris Kringle. Like,
Father Christmas, isn't it? So
yeah,
Christian Kringle. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I like her. I like her a lot.
I want her to die too,
Mr. Enigma.
because she's like, I feel bad for Edward, and I want her to get what's coming to her.
Nah, she's gonna be the Lady Riddler. She is.
You think she's gonna be like Query or Echo?
Yeah.
They could do that. Do they ever? I don't know if they've given Query or Echo any like real names over the years.
Nope.
See if I can find any information about that.
So there you go.
Oh wait, they do. Deidre Vance and Nina Damfino.
Well, bollocks to my theory then.
Maybe she'll just be like an elf with the whole Christmas thing. Elves wear red, not red, green.
I like her glasses. It's her glasses that do it for me,
I do like a girl in glasses. That's true.
especially the big frames.
I like how she's not like super gorgeous too.
No, she's like a girl that you would take home to your mum.
Yeah, she's definitely attractive, and she's like, I could see why Edward would like her, but I like how she's not, like Barbara is like, a fucking model.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't make any sense for Riddler to be able to flirt with somebody like that.
No.
But it's like, yeah, Chris Kringle, yeah, she could do that. Like, she could be Riddler's girlfriend. That makes sense. They look like they would be a good couple together. Murdering people. Tell you a couple that I don't like, though. Renee Montoya and Crispus Allen never showing up. They were in like the first like 3 episodes, and they were big important parts, and then they just stopped existing.
Yeah, because that motherfucker stole my fucking catchphrase.
What?
Stay frosty. That was my catchphrase for like a long time on my tweets and shit. And then all of a sudden, this dude said it. I'm like, can't say that anymore. Stay frosty was my line.
I hope that the two of them come back in full force next season. And I want Montoya to be a strong presence too. Like, Montoya is awesome in the comics and in the TV show too, the animated series, the DCAU. Montoya is like the shit.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a stupid question. All right, which one's the female?
Renee Montoya.
Right. Okay.
Crispus Allen is the guy.
Right. See,
Like-
Montoya just sounds like a plug's name.
Montoya is the one that has the lesbian relationship with Barbara, which
I know
that
it's
to me
hot.
was like, oh man, like they're shoehorning this in there. Like,
That was hot. What are you on about?
true, but but like
It's for teenage boys, dude.
that was where like they started to mess around with Barbara a little bit too much. Like they felt that they needed to give her like so many flaws to be interesting, to where she became unlikable for a lot of people.
What,
Not
with the
that-
alcoholism, the drug abuse?
Yeah, it's like she's nuts, she's an alcoholic, she's a drug addict, she's
She killed her
rich,
parents?
she's a bitch, she's a lesbian, she's not, yeah, and it's like, wow, man, like
It could be
just
mad.
make her everything that we can possibly be controversial. Like, why doesn't she also, I don't know, hate every type of political party, and why doesn't she also like, why isn't she racist or something like, you know what I mean? Like, just have like the next episode, Barbara comes out and she's just kind of like, oh, I don't like Asian people, and it's like, well, there's another reason not to like Barbara. Like, you know?
Yep.
Not that there's anything wrong with Barbara being like bisexual or anything like that, but like they knew that they were doing that to like ruffle feathers.
There's no such thing as bisexualism. It's just being greedy.
So now she's greedy too.
Yep.
She's gonna start working with the Mafia and try to get all their stuff. The Mafia, good little segue there. Two favorite characters from the Mafia, I'd have to say, Penguin and Falcone.
I agree 100%.
Penguin is awesome on this show.
Penguin made me was probably the reason I watched it to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like his funny walk.
It is fun to see him like try to run. Like
why is his shoes so big? Have you noticed that when he's walking, his shoes are fucking massive?
Maybe he's got the same problem that Sideshow Bob has, which is really big feet.
I also liked Fish, even though she's on the comic books.
You know, Fish is a character that I didn't like, and I don't like in a lot of different ways, but she won me over a little bit more.
She won you over when she pulled out her own eyeball?
A little bit, yeah.
That was gross.
Because I was just like, damn, all right, she's nuts.
But just balls.
Like, I'm glad she's
never
dead.
pull out my eyeball.
I think that she's dead at the very
I
least.
don't think she's dead. I don't think she makes a comeback in season 2.
Well, Jada Pinkett Smith did say that she wasn't planning on being back.
Money talks, don't it?
That's true. But like I liked her at the beginning of it, outside of the overacting, because Jada Pinkett Smith was really like stuck in like the 1900 era, like, I'm running a club and I'm trying to make sure that you know I am seductress. Like, it's like, oh, fuck you. Like, and then Falcone comes around and he's just kind of like, yeah, I'm the old guy here. Shut up. And Maroni's just like, let's shoot fuckers. Like, Maroni's fucking great.
And that Peg was there just going, I'm going to rule everything.
He's just waddling along.
I'm fucking king of the fucking world.
That was funny, though, that end scene with him. I'm king of Gotham! Oh, the king of Gotham!
It would have been great if Butch just pushed him off.
Yeah.
I was
like
waiting
Butch,
for
too. Butch is cool. I like him.
I like Butch. Butch was weird towards the end. I was like, who's he going to shoot? Who's he going to shoot? He shoots both of them because he got brainwashed, and brainwashed Butch is so much better than I'm in love with Butch. It's a bit weird.
You know, the thing I don't like about Butch, though, is, like, I kind of want him to, not to, like, be, what's a good way to say this? Like my favorite thing that Butch did on the show was when he killed his friend. And I kind of
when
want
he
him to
acted
be a
on his
little
own?
bit more, yeah, like when he was more of like a badass on his own.
Yeah, but he's just a lonely puppet on a lonely string, but
I do hope that he gets a little bit more to do. Especially now that they're not going to have Fish around, probably. We need another, like, psycho kind of thing.
Oh, speaking of psychos, what do you reckon of that Jerome bloke from the gypsy camp?
Oh, man, I don't know.
Do you reckon he's going to be the Joker?
I kind of hope so, because I like the kid playing it, but they shouldn't have done Joker. Like, Joker shouldn't exist until Batman.
They should do a Lex Luthor and Clark Kent thing, like in Smallville, where Joker and Bruce Wayne are like best friends. That'd be so great.
He's like, I knew this kid in school, class clown.
Yeah.
And then I, threw him in acid and kind of fucked up his life.
I'm Bruce won't tell him his secret that he's got the Batcave under his fucking mansion, and he's like really wants to know his secret, so he starts like brainwashing people and shit. And then he blows himself up.
Do you think he's gonna end up being Joker though?
I hope so. I thought when towards the end when that was it Jerome?
Yeah, I think that's his name.
I think it was his
Let
name.
me double check that for
Towards
sure.
the
I think
end,
it was Jerome.
towards the end of that scene when he was like laughing to himself and shit about how he killed his mother. I thought he did the laugh really well.
Yeah, it is Jerome.
It was Jerome.
And he looks like it. Like
He looks pretty good.
he seems like he would grow up to be the Joker.
And the Grayson family, that was pretty cool how they threw them in.
Yeah, see, like I'm totally cool with them having like, all right, here's Dick's parents, and Dick's not born yet. Like, awesome, you can throw like they had Roman Sionis's father.
Mm.
He's supposed to be around that age bracket. Like he's maybe like a little bit older than Bruce or something like that. So if they had Roman Sionis on it and he was a little kid, okay, but he shouldn't be Black Mask. And like the thing that bothered me the most out of all the ages and stuff, other than the fact that like there's like Montoya should be, I don't know, maybe 10 years old right now and stuff, but Harvey Dent, really, he's like 30 now.
No, I don't think Harvey Dent's. I would say Harvey Dent's like 27, 28.
That's basically 30.
Well, when you think about it, right? Bruce Wayne becomes Batman what, like at the age of 25?
25 at like the earliest, I would say.
So he's what, 15 now? So it's only 10 years.
No, he's supposed to be. Well, I don't know. See, they're playing it weird with that too, because Bruce is supposed to have his parents shot when he's like 8 or 9, and
Oh, he's not 8 or 9. No way.
they're really like. I mean, we don't even know what time period they're on. I mean, the whole thing with the
Mobile
cars
telephones
and
and
cell phones and
cars.
stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like Selena looks like she's like 15, and the actress is 15. Bruce looks like he's about 11.
14. I would say he looks 14, 13.
So I don't know if they're doing that where they're just like bumping up the age and stuff, then it's not as bad. But I'm looking at him and going, he should be 9, and Harvey should be like 12 at the most. Like, to me, my idea has always been they should be people that grew up together, like private school people,
I suppose.
Because, like, if you figure maybe, like, at the most, Bruce is, like, 13. You got at least another 10 years before he's Batman. Harvey's going to be too old to be able to fight as Two-Face forever. Two-Face will be in his, like, 50s and fighting Batman in his 30s.
Well, to be fair, what does Harvey Dent actually really do? Does he have like his own mob?
Yeah, sometimes.
I've always known him as his own henchman.
Got a lot of coins, we know that.
Yeah, double-sided coin. That fucking double-sided coin, though, when they introduced him, that was pretty good. What happens if they don't pick heads?
Like, I don't think that they should have introduced Jonathan Crane. Like, his dad shouldn't be doing the whole Scarecrow thing before Scarecrow. That should just be Jonathan Crane. Like, he should do that when he's 30.
I think that episode pissed me off. But I can see why they did it, so he will develop, like, a fear for Scarecrow. How do you conquer your fears? You always conquer your fears by being introduced to your fears. So that's why he creates the Scarecrow mask and becomes Scarecrow.
It's like they're trying to do stuff like that, and I commend them for it, but I'm really worried about season 2. Like, are they going to have, like, Mr. Freeze pop up, and he's already going to have the fucking costume and shit? Like,
apparently, the characters that are popping up, I looked at this up the other day. Joker is supposed to be popping up, so I think that's why Jerome is going to be the Joker. Mr. Freeze is going to be introduced, but he's not going. He's going to be Victor, not actually Mr. Freeze. And there was another one, another big one. I think it was Clayface.
Oh, they can't do Clayface. Like, I don't know how they'd be able to pull that off. But, like, if I am looking at a show where it's like Bruce is young and stuff, like, I want to see the characters that are like really odd, like Alfred Stryker, and like instead of having Bruce be only dealing with Selena, you want to give him another girlfriend in the next season? Make Andrea Beaumont pop up from the animated series. Make her somebody that he has like some kind of ties to because they're the rich families and stuff. Where make like I loved when they showed Tommy Elliott because that was perfect for him to be on there. I don't want to see him fighting like they better not put Ra's al Ghul in this.
Oh God, no. What was the woman reporter? What's her name?
Vicky Vale.
Vicky Vale. They need to bring her in next season
Oh, she can't be
as
like
another
a
love
reporter,
interest
though.
for Bruce. Like,
But see, she should just be like a normal kid, like.
for Shadow's thing.
He's got more than enough love interests. Like they could play around with a lot of them. Like Julie Madison could be like some fucking Miss Teen Gotham or something like. I'm really curious though. Probably out of almost all the characters, where they take Penguin, because they purposely kept Falcone alive, and I'm a little disappointed that they killed off Sal Maroni, but Falcone's got to come back. And he kicks ass. The guy who plays him, I don't remember, John Doman. Perfect fucking casting for that.
I'm hoping the Penguin kills this fucking mum though.
Oh, she has to die.
She has to go.
If they want to kill off any of the characters that are coming back, or that she has to die, she should have been killed before the show even started. Like, how the hell can you deal with that every day?
I think I would have drowned her in the fucking bath.
Right? If I was Oswald, by the time I was a teenager, I'd be like, oh my god, my mom needs to die. Like, it sounds terrible, but like, she is annoying as hell. Fucking nuts.
And what the fuck is the deal with the size of a nose? Christ, it takes up half the fucking screen.
Keppelpot.
But oh, please
Penguin's
tell me you're
fucking
coming
awesome,
out of the
though.
club.
Like, I want Penguin to be... I want him to be fatter next season, too.
No, I like Thin Penguin. Thin Penguin is cool. Oh, when he had that fucking moment with Edward Nygma in the fucking police department building.
That was cool.
Fucking great.
I like that.
So good. Do you want something? No. You're standing too close. And Edward just takes one step back. It's great.
Although, whenever they do that kind of thing, though, I'm always expecting some character to just kind of pop up and be like, "That, you guys are gonna fight Batman." Like, like, when they had, like, Arnold Flass show up and stuff, and, like, I'm waiting for them to throw more references out there, and at the same time, whenever they do, I'm kind of annoyed because they do them in a weird way. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with the show. Like, I really, really want to love it, but I can't.
Oh, I love it. There's just some parts that I don't like. Like I said earlier on, it's good if you like cop dramas. If you think of it as a cop drama, then it's fucking great. If you think of it as like a Batman thing, then you're gonna have issues with it because you're a big Batman fan. I'm more of a Superman fan, and I don't have any problems with it.
I think that's what gets under my skin the most. Because if you were to present these and change all the characters' names, I'd probably be really into the show a lot more. Like, if, instead of Bruce Wayne, the kid was just like, I don't know, Jimmy Smith or something. And Alfred Pennyworth just happened to be,
Jeeves.
Yeah, good old Jeeves. Jim Gordon is just another guy. He's just Bob Williams or something. I'd probably be like, oh, this show's actually pretty cool. It's got the mobsters are fighting each other, and there's this fucking really crazy dude that looks weird, and he looks like his haircut's 5 different haircuts that don't know where they're going, and he's got fucked up feet. Like, But when you start getting into the Batman stuff, then I'm like, I look at a thing like the Arkham Knight and the video games, and I'm like, those guys, they did their research. And then I look at something like this, and I'm like, holy shit, that character's 30 years older than he needs to be.
I do have a question, though, right? Do you remember the episode with the balloon killer?
Yeah, that was.
Does he actually exist in the comic books, or is that some made up shit?
I
Because
think
it
that they
feels like
made
it's
that
some
one
made
up.
up shit.
I don't remember that ever being in the comics.
Right.
But I
Okay.
was down with that too. Like that was really like odd and like stupid in a way, like a silly. Oh come on, he fucking takes a balloon and attaches it to the people and stuff. But at the same time, I was like, well, that's Batman. Like they've got weird villains. You've got like Amygdala and you've got uh, Abattoir and stuff. Like Balloon Killer. All right, I'll buy it.
The fucking balloon killer. He's great. Who's the actor who plays the mayor? Because he's been in something and I can't put my finger on it, and it's been driving me mad all season.
He's Richard Kind. He was in like the TV show Just Shoot Me, I think. He was in Spin City.
Was
What
he in
else?
Scrubs?
Yeah, he was on a couple episodes of Scrubs. He was the patient that was a hypochondriac.
That's that's how I know him. Yeah.
Yeah. Where it was just like he thought he had like every disease and stuff, and this one he's corrupt mayor, which every fucking mayor except for Marion Grange is corrupt in the fucking Gotham series. Oh yeah, that reminds me too. I do like the use of Commissioner Loeb.
Oh, I love Commissioner Loeb. He is great.
Like, I'm glad that they went with Loeb because Loeb is that right time frame. He's the right adversary for Gordon. I do hope that he dies though because he needs to get killed at some point. But um, I'd like to see him be a big part of next season.
Yeah.
What's like the one person that you really want to see them do in season 2?
Who I'd really want to see him do. I would like to see Bane.
He should still be in prison though.
You reckon?
Yeah, I don't think he breaks out until he's like in his 30s or something.
Hmm.
I mean, of course, Renee Montoya is a different age and
Or
all that other stuff. They could always change that.
I
But
would like to see the Mad Hatter.
hmm.
I've always liked the Mad Hatter. Don't know why.
I'm trying to think of what characters that are like the more like obscure kind of characters that I would like to see. Because I mean, I've got a list of 1,000 characters.
To be fair, I never even knew the Victor Zaz until he fucking came
Really?
on the show. Yeah, I had to Google him. I was
He's
like,
not even Victor Zaz in this. Like he's using a gun. It's like, nah, Victor Zaz is a knife dude. Like,
no, he cut himself. He gave him the scars. What do you want? Fucking weirdo. Though he was in the Flash, and that really put me off. And I was like, he's gonna gas everybody.
let's see here. I'm looking through a list of different characters that they've done over the years. I'm really glad that they introduced Lucius Fox. That's good.
Oh yeah, the the guy that is a Morgan Freeman.
I want to see Silver St. Cloud. That's one I want to see. Um, another love interest for Bruce. She's like that. Like, I'd like to see her be that type of character where like Bruce has known her for his whole life, and she's kind of, how like when people get together and the kids become friends because the parents are friends.
Yeah,
Like, make that kind of a thing where like the St. Cloud family was always going to like the Wayne Gala and the fucking fundraisers and stuff, and he knows Vesper, not Vesper, Vesper Fairchild's a different character. He knows Silver, but he like make it to where she's a character that he doesn't really like. Like she's that annoying princess type of person, but they're friends, like that, that kind of a thing. I'd like to see that.
I'd like to see more Flash.
Flash is cool. I do like him. Maybe throw in some of the other cops like Brandon and what's his name? Falcone's brother. Fuck, I can't remember his name.
Firefly would be pretty cool as well.
Or not Falcone's brother. The damn it, Grogan. He's got a brother or something that's in the mob. Yeah, I don't know why I thought Falcone, but they've got a lot of different people that they could do. A lot of GCPD people that they haven't touched on yet. The really corrupt cops and stuff. That'd be awesome.
I tell you who they could introduce is Black Mask.
Like Roman Sionis himself.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that little kid, but I don't want him to be Black Mask though. That's the thing. I'm cool with them doing like a little reference, like if they do like a costume party and he's wearing a black mask, a little foreshadowing, that'd be cool. But he shouldn't be like a murderer or anything.
You know what the electrocutioner. I
Yeah.
can't pronounce that. I honestly thought he was Hugo Strange at first.
You know, I think that Strange would be a great character to throw in here. Like he could be the one that takes over Arkham.
Yeah,
He's old enough, like later on in the comics. That would be a great one. Yeah, Hugo Strange is up there. They could do the Hangman Killer, get him out of the way a little bit, maybe.
Calendar Man.
Calendar. He'll just be like working at the GCP, and he'll be like, "So, what's the date?" And I'll be like, "It's March 25th. That's the day that whatever happened." And they'll be like, "Oh, fuck you." Well, no, the way that the show would do it, they'd be like, oh, "I don't need to know about the calendar, man."
Him and Edward Nigma are like best mates.
Yeah. Just going back and forth about like different riddles based off of calendar shit.
Yeah. So today is this day. Oh, well, on this day we had a riddle.
Hugo Strange, though, that's definitely one I would like to see. That's a good one. Shit.
Who would play him though?
Probably somebody that I wouldn't even know. I don't actually recognize a lot of the actors and stuff that they've had on here. Which that's a good thing, because I'm just looking at them as the characters instead
Yeah.
of, like, I look at, like, Ben McKenzie, and I'm like, alright, that's the OC.
Never seen the OC. I like the OC. I like the OC theme. Number one, California, here we come.
Here we go.
That's where
They
we
should do.
started from.
Somebody needs to do a parody of that with Gotham. Gotham City, here we go. But now, like, I have never seen the guy who plays Penguin in anything that I can remember. Never seen the girl who's Selena. Never seen the guy who was Edward Nigma. Like, so these guys, the only ones that I recognized were Ben McKenzie, Donald Logue,
I
Jada
recognize
Pinkett Smith.
I recognize the guy who kidnapped Barbara. I can't think what his name is.
Oh, that's Milo Ventimiglia, who from Heroes. The ogre.
Heroes. That's what I recognize him from. Thank you.
Yeah. That
For some
dude
odd
could
reason,
have
I
been
was
a
thinking
great.
of Rocky Balboa.
He wasn't that.
He was in Rocky Balboa. He was Rocky, son, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry then. I was right.
Don't know if he's going to be showing up in Creed, but probably not, because it's Creed. But let's see what another topic here. Action sequences, music, that kind of stuff. Any of that stand out to you as a hit or a miss?
If there's a lot of gunfights, which I'm always fond of a good old fashion gunfight, especially that one scene where Penguin's right hand man hired gun goes in to kill Sal in the bar, and Penguin's taking out all the fucking firing pins so the gun doesn't go off when he shoots Sal, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are fucked." And then
And
they
he's
cut
just
off,
like, "Nah, I planned this
cut off
shit."
that dude's head and fucking put it in a bag of potatoes.
Oh man, the woman that
so-
ran the thing though, she was so stereotypically annoying.
She come across like an old Italian fucking
Right.
pizzeria chick.
Like they pulled that off so well. Like you're supposed to hate that chick, and I did.
But I liked how dark it was. I liked the dark scenes of Gotham. I don't know why it like mostly rained, but I understand. Like, the more rain, the darker the show. I like the settings. I don't know why you said it was fake, but I like the settings.
The sets themselves, I'm good with, but I don't like the transitional CGI shots. That's what throws me off.
It's all the same.
It is the same. It's like the same 5 shots that they keep using over and over again. And I'm like, why are they panning around this building? Like, the hell is this one building? It's got a water tower. That's great. Like, yeah.
I'm
like
listening to the Gotham theme song to see if I like it, because I can't remember it.
Bum, 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 bum. It's like the entire theme.
I like it. It's a hit for me.
It's good enough.
Simple.
I give it a hit.
It's eloquent.
It's no, Batman theme, but it's not, a theme for Batman. It's a theme for Gotham. So
It's better than Daredevil's theme.
I don't know. See, I liked the Daredevil theme, but after binge watching it, 13 episodes of, I was like, oh fuck, skip forward. Like,
Oh, it's better than my name is.
oh, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But
My name is James Corden,
I'm gonna grow up to have a bitchin' mustache.
and I'm gonna be
Glasses.
best friends with Batman.
Yeah. This little fucking messed up kid. No wonder he's messed up. His only father figure's a jackass. They should do that for this show, though. Like, each character does that. My name is Alfie. And I'm gonna make you a sandwich. It's got...
The way he says Master Bruce, he
Yeah,
gets me every time. Master Bruce. What's happening, Master Bruce?
I like when he says, like, the very stereotypically British kind of things, like, you're being cheeky and stuff.
Oh, do you want a cup of tea, Master Bruce?
Right. No, tease a little bit later, Alfred. I'm fucking American, you ass. Plus, I'm like 9. I don't want to drink tea. Can I have some goddamn soda? Nah, here's a beer, Master Bruce. Now go fuck that Selena chick.
He seems to be the kind of guy who would actually give a beer.
Yeah, like, I could see him sitting down with a bottle of scotch and being like, you want a nip? Oh, you know what? By the way, that one of my favorite things from this season, though, was that one episode where he goes on that one camping trip every year. And I guess this is like the happy medium that I like about Alfred, where, Bruce's leg is fucked up and he just sits there with the fucking cup of hot cocoa or whatever, and he's just like, well, you gonna get up or what? And once he realizes that, like, the kid's, like, spent all his energy and stuff, it's like, all right, well, now I'm going to take care of you. But he's, like, the tough love kind of thing. I do like that a lot. Like, I'd probably say that the Alfred-Bruce relationship's one of my favorite things of the show.
That's the episode that I thought Bruce was going to stumble across.
The well?
The Batcave, yeah, when he was going to destroy all those fucking stones and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, here's where he slips, and he did slip. And I was like, oh, he's going to fight the fucking well. He's going to fall in the well. Nothing. I'm like, oh, okay. But this
No, they would end up being like, well, he's going to fall, and there's going to be a well next to him. But inside the well is fucking Talia al Ghul. Let's see. Any extras? I don't think there's anything that we didn't really cover. We got rid of the action stuff, the special effects, the music, the characters, the plot, all that other kind of stuff. We talked a little bit about what we want to see coming forward with season 2. So I guess let's just wrap this up a little bit. You're gonna go with probably a hit for season 1, I would assume.
definite hit coming for season 2.
I'm gonna go for a very, very mild hit, if I have to. No matter what, I was going to watch this because it's fucking Batman. And it was like, you can't do a Batman thing without me checking it out. But it's tough to get me to not want to watch a show. Like, I think the only Batman things that I haven't watched all the way through are Brave and the Bold. And I actually still have not seen a full episode of that. What's it called? Beware the Batman. I haven't seen that. But
Oh, wait, you watched The Batman?
The Batman, I watched all that. I didn't really like it a whole lot in a lot of ways, but they had some decent ideas.
Didn't like the animation on it. Didn't like the way Bruce's chin was, like,
Extremely pointy.
triangle.
The opening theme for that was awesome until they changed it, though. The one that was like, and then they changed it to the one that was just like, do 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 do. This is a Batman theme. When it got really fucking cheesy.
If I was to rate this out of 5, though, I'd probably give it a 3.
I'd probably give it, yeah, that's like the middle ground where I'm gonna watch season 2. But Gotham is a show that, like, I don't usually watch many TV shows when they happen live. I usually download them or stream them or whatever afterward. And you know, if I've got, especially because Monday Night Raw is on, so we got the Monday Night Raw post show and stuff. But Gotham is a show that, like, if I haven't gotten a chance to watch it Monday night and Tuesday comes around and there's The Flash and there's, well, probably not anymore, for like Forever and like a couple other shows that I watched on Tuesday, I'd watch all the other ones before I would watch Gotham. Because I'm like, I can wait.
What network is Gotham on?
Fox.
Fox. It is Fox. Thank you.
Surprised that it's not CW, though.
I think if it was on CW, people would be like, "Oh, let's see the Flash and shit in it," and they just wouldn't work.
Yeah, because they are separate. So.
And that Supergirl show on CBS can fucking die.
Ugh, God, don't even go.
It hasn't even started yet, and I'm fucking regretting it. But I think
Kara Zor-El. She doesn't know what to wear today.
I think I am going to watch season 2, but I'm not going to watch it weekly. I'll just do what I did this year, just download the entire series and just binge watch it in 2 days.
I'm too impatient to do that. I can't. I'm like, I just want to watch this episode now and stuff. Like,
and then it ends on a cliffhanger, and then you got to wait for next week, and you're like,
I know, it drives me nuts. But that's part of the fun, too, because then you start speculating, and you go on Reddit, and you start seeing what other people think and stuff, you know. But I'll be watching it, but if they do the same mistakes in Season 2 that they did in Season 1, they might lose me. That's that kind of thing. But before we end this episode off, we're going to do some quick plugs for you guys. Shaun, anything you want to plug?
Yes. I am going to be playing The Witcher 3 over on twitch.tv/Shaughnessy1989 on Friday, 4 p.m. your time. Which is
so
Eastern.
About, what?
It'll be 9 o'clock my time.
20 hours from now? Something like that?
Well, wait, what day is it today?
Today's Thursday.
Yeah, so yeah, tomorrow. If you're watching it. If you're watching this in the past, then it will be on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Shaughnessy1989. See what I did there? Pretty good.
Guys, from my end of the side of things, of course, make sure you check out everything else coming your way from fanboysanonymous.com. We got a couple other review points that we're going to be doing a little bit later on tonight. We're going to try to get them up as soon as possible along with this episode. Not too sure how fast they'll be up, but they'll be up as soon as we can. For the wrestling side of things, check out smarkoutmoment.com if you're interested in that kind of thing, and Smack Talk and Monday Night Raw post-show podcast. And for our just like random podcast kind of stuff, we've got the All Talk Show, which is completely random, but if you want to know when we do a live episode, subscribe to our facebook.com/All Talk Show and follow us on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube for all the different podcasts on all those different avenues. For Smart Out Moment, for Fanboys, for All Talk Show, and all that other kind of stuff. That'll do us in for Reviewpoint episode 11. Make sure that you guys tell us what you think were the hits and the misses of Season 1. Tell us what you want to see in Season 2 for Gotham. Stay tuned for Flash and Arrow are going to be the next episodes. I'm Tony Mango, and I am a fanboy. See you next time, everybody.